This is KPFT Houston.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, August the 22nd, I believe. And everyone out in TDCJ land, I know we got other people listening, but Bobby Lumpkin is the new executive director. So heads up, if you didn't know, Bobby Lumpkin is the new executive director after Mr. Collier retired. Yay! Yay.
Yay.
Yay. There was a board meeting and a bunch of us went, and yeah, we got some news you can use periodically during this show. Now, tonight, I am in the control room, engineer room, whatever you want to call it. I am in the room with David and Linda.
She's going to school.
I'm schooling, trying to learn how to do the board. And David was going, well, you do da 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 da. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Well,
Whoa.
I told her I didn't expect her to learn it the first night.
And it's a good thing.
Whenever Javier did it, he took like 3 times before I finally had to make him get in the chair.
Well, there's a whole lot of togetherness in this room. It's a small room, let me tell you.
Very close and comfy.
Yeah.
Very
You
close.
gotta turn your mic on every now and then.
So, anyway, we've had an eventful week, and turns out it's going to be an eventful night, too. All up in this control room.
It's a learning process. Just like somebody sent me a text today and said that somebody was sick and the show was canceled. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was.
And that was weeks ago.
But we need to be able to take care of ourselves. And it seems like, no offense against the folks that have volunteered, but they got a right to go on vacation too. And whenever Javier usually fills in for us, I called him and he was in New York.
Yeah.
So
It didn't work. So, and Linda nor I knew how to do the board. So here we are. Here I am this week. And then Linda's going to pick up in a few weeks.
Yep.
So
But we got a really good show planned.
we do have a great.
Who we got on?
We got Dr. Terri LeClercq. Everybody knows Dr. LeClercq. She is a retired English professor, and she is also queen of the Prison Show Book Club. She's going to be on. Nicole, Hutchison, Moore. She's the founder and CEO of the Rusty Diamond Network. She's going to be on. And of course, Marci Marie will be on. I saw her at the board meeting. She will be on. She is the Prison Show's Women's Unit reporter, filmmaker, yes, filmmaker, social media influencer, and director of community engagement at Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. Whew.
Well, that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. And of course, we have Abe Bonowitz. He is the co-director and founder at Death Penalty Action, which we always send people over to sign those petitions. So, let's get without further ado, let's get Dr. LeClercq on the line. Hey, Terri.
Good evening. I hope all is well.
Well, we're packed in the little room, but we're learning. We're going to school.
We're schooling here, but we are happy that you're on tonight. What you got for us?
First of all, I want to thank you, David, you, Danny, and all of the guests who are coming today. You do this for free. You do this because you love to help people and the inmates. And I'm just privileged to be a part of this. Thank you for having me.
Well, we are privileged to have you.
Okay. Well, tonight I want to switch past just a tiny little bit and talk about writing a prison memoir. As you know, I'm a retired English professor. I focus on prison grievances for over 10 years. A lot of inmates write memoirs or beginnings of them, short stories and whatnot. And I read about them in unit newsletters. I read about them in 100, 150 letters you send me each month. Many of you have ideas about how to publish your story. And a few of you have. I really enjoy reading them. I just finished an incredible memoir called The Jailhouse Lawyer, written by Calvin Duncan and his friend and coworker, Sophie Cole. I am so impressed with this book, guys. It takes a lot to impress me because I've read so many. If anyone has ever earned the title of Jailhouse Lawyer, it has to be Calvin Johnson. Johnson was incarcerated in 1981 in Angola, Louisiana's notorious prison hole. He was innocent of a murder, and if he could have gotten back into court with a real lawyer, he might have been able to do something about it. Instead, he studied and studied and studied the law, worked at it, sent in filings, got his ass kicked a whole bunch of times. The story itself is well written. It's engaging. When I read the introduction to it, I knew that this one was going to be something special. The writing is superb. The prose just pulled me along. Somehow they were able to tell Calvin's story interspersed with his battle into the dang court system to prove his innocence. As you know, that's not an easy battle. The law seems directed to keeping inmates out of court. Imagine that. As I read this almost 400-page book, I was confronted again and again with the roadblocks that the system has perfected to keep people from appealing their sentence. Even when we all know the sentence was wrong, the system doesn't care. When the Prison Litigation Reform Act was passed, it curtailed even the meager rights of inmates. The courts have been inundated with prisoner complaints, so the PLRA just stopped them. And after the Oklahoma bombing, the federal legislature passed another bill clamping down even more on prisoners' rights, the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act. This jailhouse lawyer lived through all of these and all the life changes while imprisoned inside of Angola. This book describes the resilience and the determination of Calvin to make the system work. well, try to make the system work. To do that, he became a prisoner's advocate so he could spend more time in the library. He joined with other people who are advocates to review cases that the prisoners brought to them. He even taught a class on Saturday morning about the law so that other inmates could learn how to decipher cases and statutes. And as you guys know, statutes and cases are written for each other. They're not written for humans to understand, even though it's the humans who are affected by them. The book is fascinating because the law wins over and over, and Calvin just keeps going. His determination to reach a court that would review the real facts of this case made me just pull for him 400 pages worth. Indeed, after years and years and years of reaching out to lawyers to try to get help and pro bono groups of trying to get out, he finally found some outside help, which was not easy, guys. At one desperate point in his filings, he wrote and sent 39 letters in one day and didn't get one answer from any of those lawyers that he was hoping could help him. So what I want to say right now is you have to have determination. You have to have grit. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to know the system wins unless you make yourself win. You have to be the one to say, I'm not going to sit here and be gloomy. I'm not going to just whine around everything that was wrong in my case. We know that. I'm not going to give up and just watch TV and play cards. I'm going to make myself the jailhouse lawyer. I'm going to use everything at my disposal to make my memoir turn out to be a happy ending, just like Calvin's was. I had this, I'll just tell you this real quickly. I had this really strange encounter. I can't remember why I was in New Orleans. I can't remember how I decided to meet Calvin Johnson. I have no idea. But I wrote to him, he wrote back. I got off one of those little train car things they have in New Orleans, and I walked down to a pro bono office, and when I turned around, Calvin had been following me the whole way to make sure I was legitimate, I guess, to make sure that I wasn't going to send him back to prison because people kept trying to do that. It was an interesting afternoon. He took me to the house that he had been given. Now, this is interesting, too. He helped so many people get out. So he was able to really form so many good friendships with people he was able to help get out, that one of them gave him a house in New Orleans. It was decrepit. He took me to it. It was decrepit. Danny, the ceiling had holes. It was just, but it was his, and he'd never had anything before. And his goal was to live in the back part of the house and keep the front part so that people who are newly out could have a place to take a bath and get their feet on the ground and get all their papers together, which takes a long time, as you know. His story was written up in the New Orleans papers, and all these people said, oh, I may help you with the roof. I'll do this. I'll do that. And they didn't do it. A year later, when I was there, I said, how's your house coming? He said, it hasn't. Nothing has happened. They all backed out, just like so many of those lawyers had backed out during his time in prison. So he did what he had to do. Now, by the way, that's not in the book. He did what he had to do. He started working on it himself with friends, with people who had gotten out when he did, with his relatives, and he made the house. And he made it so nice that he rented out both halves. Now he lives in a little apartment near one of the pro bono offices where he works. He spends all of his time photocopying, investigating, pulling cases, and sending them to inmates who need those cases to be able to write their briefs, which I think is just fantastic. I hope all of you get a chance to read this book, Calvin Johnson, the Jailhouse Lawyer. If you can't, see if your unit library can get it. It's really good. Most of the books I recommend TDC keeps from getting into the library. But I think this one, check it out, The Jailhouse Lawyer by Calvin Duncan. Please read it if you can. Please understand how much work goes into writing a memoir. This has all the cases in it. This has personal anecdotes all woven in and out. It is a fascinating read. So, what do you think, guys?
Didn't he write another book?
I don't think so.
You and I were texting earlier, and I'd seen that he had a different book. Freedom.
I don't think so.
Something.
He wrote this with one of the people who was working in his pro bono shop, and it's so beautifully written. I don't know. Maybe he did, but I don't see how he had time.
Exit
He's
to
doing
Freedom.
everything he can.
Exit to Freedom?
I'm not seeing it on here. Sister Helen wrote a thing about it. John Grisham wrote a thing about it. But I'm not seeing the other one.
When you and I were chatting earlier, I was thinking about a different book.
Yeah, but this one, if you get a chance to read it, and I know it's long, and I know I'm a fast reader, but I read this book nonstop. I started at the beginning thinking I was just going to read the chapter 2 and then tell you guys about it. I could not stop reading this book, even though I knew how it was going to end. It is a fascinating read, and it's one that would teach a story to those of you who are interested in writing your own memoir. Probably the biggest take I had from it, as I said at the beginning, is the system is totally against you.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of was written by Calvin C. Johnson, Jr. Is that the same fellow?
Calvin Johnson. No, Calvin Duncan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably where I screwed up.
Well,
Calvin Duncan.
It looked like an interesting book. But the part where you said that it wasn't in the book, did you just imagine that part, or how do you know it wasn't in the book?
No, I lived it. Okay, New Orleans does have a few funny little drugs, but no, I lived it. I met him. I walked through that ungodly house, and then a year later, it was just the same. I was so sad for him and for all of us who failed him again, right? The system failed him. He did not commit this murder. An eyewitness was 15 years old and got scared and told the wrong story. And about 10 of the detectives as policemen absolutely lied.
Okay. So how can people get a hold of you, Miss Terri?
Pardon?
If somebody wanted to write you, how could they get a hold of you?
Terri LeClercq, L-E, capital C-L-E-R-C-Q, School of Law, University of Texas, 727 East 26th Street, 727 East 26th Street, Austin, 78705. But here's the point about writing to me. I would love to hear what you're reading. I'd love to talk to you about writing memoirs. I am not a lawyer. Please do not send me packets and packets of your case materials. I'm always terrified I'll lose them, or I don't know what to do with them. I barely know what Westlaw is. I know what I can read that's good. I can help you talk about that, but I cannot help you with your case. I'm really sorry about that. Okay. And the next book maybe you guys would like to hear about is probably the most famous of the inmate books, called Shantaram. Oh my gosh. It started in Australia and goes through China and whatnot. So it's not really about TDC, but is that well written? So if you're interested in hearing more about other books that are about prisons and inmates, let me know, and I'll tell you about the next one. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Miss Terri. We appreciate you.
I appreciate having the chance to do this. Thank you, David and Danny.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right. Now we have Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Sound great?
Okay, I have a little bit of an echo, so hopefully it's just on my end.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo right now. Maybe after you talk a little bit more, it might appear, but for the moment.
All right, we'll just stop when it does. I'm glad to be with you guys. I've missed you. I think I missed one of my usual kind of 6-week interludes here, so I'm glad to be here tonight.
And we're glad you're here. Yeah, we missed you, and we got our wires crossed, I think, one night. And then another night, we thought you were going to make it, and I had already had somebody else on schedule. You had some kind of shindig you was going to. And I think you took the time to call anyway, but I had already assumed you were going to your shindig.
Well, I'd step out for you guys and everybody behind those walls, that's for sure.
Well,
So,
we apologize for
but-
the confusion.
But yeah, no worries. But listen, it's been interesting. So it gives me a couple of months to kind of tell you guys about the mail I've been getting. I've been doing this show with you guys and with all our friends here for, 5-6 years. And now that we're on the tablet, I am getting requests and mail and all kinds of communications from all over the country. So now that it's on the tablet, it's just fascinating. And, fortunately, now that I've been doing this so long, I have a lot of connections in other states. But Rusty Diamond Network, really focuses on women in the state of Texas. And so I just wanted to make sure, because I cannot respond to every single letter, but I read absolutely every letter, as well as 2 of my volunteers that are also what we call diamonds. And one of them happens to be my bunkie from, 8 years ago now, 9 years ago now. And so we read the letters, we go through them, we pray over you guys, and we hear everything you guys are saying. I wanted to kind of back up just a little bit now that we have such a bigger audience and just let you guys know again about Rusty Diamond. I myself was incarcerated back in 2018 and 19. I made my first parole on a 10-year sentence, and I have really lately been focusing a lot on parole. I've made some amazing relationships that I think I've talked about here quite a bit with some of the attorneys and some of the colleges here in the state of Texas, that the students and the attorneys overseeing some of the criminology departments and classes put together these parole hearings and groups. And I go on and represent whoever's up for parole that I've been working with while they've been incarcerated. I've been doing that strictly in Texas. But what I wanted to share, based on a lot of those communications that I'm getting, is for you guys that are sending me the letters and tablet requests for visits and things like that, have your family or somebody that you've got supporting you on the outside, please reach out to me on my website, which is rustydiamond.org, RUSTY diamond, like you wear, .org. There's a contact me page, and if they'll go on there and let me know that you would like support for your parole, then that way I can directly interact with them and help them with putting together a parole packet or some of the things that you guys need. I have learned so much now being before the parole board as often as I am now, and there is really some important things that you can do in doing your best time while we're behind those walls. And that's why I made my first parole. I made sure to do every one of the programs, all of the things that were specific to my rehabilitation and the needs that I had. And guys, it is so, so critical that you're doing that. And then having somebody out here that can support you to kind of wrap all of that up and really go before that parole board and help you so that we can get you out of there. So now that I'm seeing a lot of the requests and a lot of the information that I'm getting, Dr. Terri was talking about getting your specific information and documents. Hold on to those. We're going to need those at some point. But what I'd like is if you have somebody that can reach out to me that I could work with and really help you here, then please go to my website and send me a message that, this is so-and-so spouse or what have you. Friends, family, and I will help you guys as much as I can with your parole. And I am learning about the other states and have some other good resources. So hopefully we can branch out of Texas a little bit too.
That sounds great. You got more?
What would you like? I will tell you one funny thing. I was thinking, David, we've become good friends, and Danny and you guys, I just love you guys. And there's a lot that happens in prison that we kind of block out at sometimes, or we get so far out here into the, outside world. And I remembered the very first time that I heard you guys, because all the women's prisons here in Texas this is before tablets, right? We only had our physical radio. I remember now because my lead mentor and volunteer, who was my bunkie, we were jumping around on cement. We had cement beds. We were in a dual man cell with cement beds, and it was the first time we heard you guys, and that was in October of 2018.
Wow. We've been trying to get out to the ladies for several years. It took me 4 years to get on the tablets.
Yeah, well, for some reason we were able to pick it. I don't know if it's because we were so close to Houston, and we happened to have a radio there that one time. But it's funny because I had not even thought about that, and then I realized, wait a minute, and we were reading the letters, and she said, "Oh my God, you remember the first time we ever heard that show, and we never heard it again."
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are. It took a little bit of doing, but we're glad that we're there, that we made it. And we do get a lot of correspondence from other states too. So I forget exactly what the numbers are. I posted here a while back how many people had viewed us on the tablets. You remember that?
I do remember when you posted it.
Yeah, but I didn't memorize the numbers. I know there's a lot of people out there watching now, and that's great. So you gave your address. Everybody knows how to get a hold of you?
Let me give you my address. I gave my website.
Okay. Well, most of the guys don't have access to that, or the gals.
Exactly. 7801 Alma, ALMA Drive, number 74. That's Plano, PLANO, Texas, 75024.
That's an opening for my main joke, isn't it? What kind of people are in Plano?
Stop it. The kind of people are me people.
Plano people.
But hey, guys, y'all just hang in there. You know, listen, I know it's been tough. It's been the summer. It's been hot. Thank God it hasn't been as brutal as we've had in the past. But everybody hang in. When I was in my 40s. I was in menopause. It was hot. It was miserable. And if my little 5'2", back then 40-something-year-old could make it through that, you guys got this. Just stay prayed up and know that we're out here fighting for you, and there will be a brighter day.
All right. Thanks, Nicole. We appreciate you.
All right. Blessings, everybody.
All right. And now, next, we have Marci Marie.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey, Marci, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are y'all?
We're in school, and Danny's sitting over here learning how to run the board, and now I feel like I'm talking too much. She's usually giving me the eye or elbowing me, but she's busy watching what I'm doing on the board, I guess. What are you doing over here? You gonna talk tonight?
Yeah, but you were talking.
Your mic's on too.
Danny, you just reach over there and pinch that soft skin on the back of David's arm when he gets to talking too much.
Are you talking about the weenus?
Just above that, where it hurts a little more. Y'all, oh my gosh, I'm was checking my calendar because I do have to be in Houston on a Saturday, so I'm hoping I can stop in on that Friday before. I'm going to get with y'all offline to talk about dates, but y'all, I'm just happy to be here, and y'all know I love you and your work, and so excited that you're on the tablets, and super excited that as the Texas Women's reporter for the prison show, super excited that all the ladies inside can hear you, and we're getting such great feedback about that. So I really appreciate you. I want to get right into it because y'all know I got lots of stuff. I always come with lots of stuff, and I want to get it all in a way that's digestible. We did, Danny, I got to hug your neck.
Yes, you did.
In Austin at the board meeting. So Danny and I were both up there raising hell for all you folks inside, and really standing up for you. And the way that we do that for Lioness is our communications person that handles all the mail. She sorts through it and picks out what we need to tell the board, and she gets it all ready for us, and we divide and conquer. So we had, I think, 4 of us there offering public comment, and we divided it up. But let me tell y'all, we do have really, really good news about Hobby. They allocated funds for the hobby unit to have its own water system, separate from the cities. Yes, we are so excited about that. That's really going to affect, 2,000 plus lives in a very positive way, because Marlin is in a water crisis. Now, I will say, they told us that money was not for the Marlin unit, which is much smaller, but still people that need fresh water to drink and need to be able to flush the toilet. So the fight is not over for sure. And I know, y'all, I know there's lots of men's units, and I know I was on Lane Murray when water issues. Gatesville doesn't have great water. I know this is just a small drip in the bucket, but we have to celebrate the wins for sure. I think that everybody's testimony was really well received. I felt like, Danny, did you feel like that?
I did. I got a ton of phone calls the next day.
Good. I'm so glad. And that's what each one of our Lioness folks that offered comment, someone from the agency, I mean, one of the guys chased me down the hall to talk about medical transport, because that's the other thing I talked about. Because y'all, I hear y'all, we see those letters when y'all are on medical chain at Plain State, and they want you to carry your mattress after you've just had back surgery to your housing area. And if you don't carry it, the other option is just to do without and sleep on the metal bunk again right after you've had surgery. And we know that's, horse poop. We know it, and guess what? They know it too. And they're tired of hearing about it. So we get to meet with them a little bit to discuss some alternatives, because that medical transport bill that was passed last session, they've just backslid. And so we hear y'all on the inside for sure. Let's see. I'm really excited. We took on the Rec Yard, our podcast took a few months off because I needed to get my film all together. And we have completely rebranded. We got a studio. We're going to be a professional. What? We're going to be in studio like y'all?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, but I think yours looks more like a living room than ours does.
Yeah, ours does. It does. So we're really excited. Y'all look for that at the end of September. Our episodes will start rolling out twice a week. And so, yeah, super, super happy for that. And speaking of my film, I'm starting to submit it to film festivals, and I need all y'all on the inside to send positive energy, because we want more eyes on this. It's of the film surrounding pregnancy and incarceration. I told y'all about it last time I'm on, so I was on. I don't want to get into it again, but I'm getting really positive feedback. There's lots of screenings planned, and this festival deal, so that's kind of fun. I did want to tell y'all that Lioness is part of the steering committee for PACT, P-A-C-T, the Parole Advocacy Coalition of Texas. And we're with some other rock stars working on parole work here in Texas. And we did have like a webinar that was Unpack the 89th legislative session. And so anybody that wanted to see that here in the free world, y'all can hit up the Lioness Facebook page, and it was live on that Facebook, or the Lioness YouTube page. Okay, so we covered all the most talked about criminal justice bills, and we talked about every single bill that's relating to parole, so you folks can break it down for your loved ones on the inside. On September 6th, we're going to be in Gatesville again for our 3rd annual Candlelight Vigil, and it's a community event. I'm not up there riffing and roaring like I normally am when they put a mic in my hand. I'm up there really we're just in community with each other. It's time for us to really honor all of you on the inside that are surviving these deadly temperatures. They're dangerous, and we see you, and we feel you, and we stand in solidarity with you. And then it's also to honor the people that haven't survived that. And so, the lives lost to that. It's really a special time. It's our third time, and it's really kind of a healing, and also just to stand in solidarity with y'all. And so Gatesville, listen up, Gatesville, when y'all hear all those honking, because when I drive by the prisons, we make several trips, and we just lay on those horns. That's us, and we're there for you, 100%. I can't not talk about the prison show screening in Austin on October 5th. And y'all hit up the Linus Social for more information about that. Super, super excited. I haven't seen it yet. And so I'm really excited. And all of our folks that saw it in Houston, the prison show documentary, they came back just with such awesome reviews. So I'm really excited. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm gonna, because I want for people on the inside, I want y'all to dream big. And so I don't think when I was locked up that I thought I would ever have the opportunity to go to Ireland. And Brittany and I have been allotted that opportunity, but y'all, I'm on parole. And so I think even in the past couple of years, I've always told people, like, well, I'm not going out of the country. I'm on parole. I'm not going anywhere at least till 2030. But there is a pathway for people on parole. A, you can get a passport, and B, you can get permission. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm really excited. But also with realistic expectations that parole can be wonky, and they can say and do what they want. But I will say I've done every single thing they've wanted of me since I've been out, and so I don't see a real reason why they shouldn't approve me. So I'm really excited about that.
Isn't that kind of new, though?
That was beyond. Huh?
Isn't that policy kind of new, though? Because they've lifted a lot of things. I was reading the other day where they started doing annual reporting again. They started that July the 1st.
They have started that annual reporting again. And I don't know when that travel came into play, but just a couple years ago, or I guess maybe 4 or 5 years ago, is when they lifted that that blanket restriction about if you could be around other people with felony convictions. I think that they
go
listed
to a halfway
that.
house, so why not?
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
And when we look at the statistics of how many people in this country have felony convictions, I mean, we lead the number of mass incarceration out of any other democratic nation. So it's kind of silly to think that you couldn't be around that. So I know that a lot of changes happened then, and I'm not sure when the travel one, but I have already been in contact with my parole officer, and it has to go above him, but he is on board. So I think that's the first step. What I'm telling folks is I know there's people sitting inside those walls that are like, I don't even want to, I'm just going to max out my time because I don't want to be on parole. And I hear you, because there are barriers with parole, but also if you come out and just have the mind that you're still under their authority, and yeah, that part kind of sucks, but guess what? The other freedom parts to me are very worth it. Parole is manageable, y'all. So I want you to think about that for sure. Don't let me talk too long.
No, you got a couple of minutes. I was just sitting here thinking how different parole is today than when it was I got out in 1996. In 1996, they were very controlling. I mean, they'd come by the house. You never knew when they were going to come by the house. And they'd go by your work. Even if they didn't talk to your boss, they would at least drive up, and you're supposed to wave at them and show that you were actually there. I mean, it was really bad. And over the years, they've just loosened up to where at one point in time, they told me I would never be on quarterly. In the last several years, I've been on quarterly. And they just changed things. They call it minimum supervision instead of calling it quarterly. Yes. So it's the same thing.
It is. It is the same thing. Yep. And I'll tell you what else. If you are trustworthy enough to be on minimum supervision, just go ahead and release us.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and take us off of your caseload, because I just wonder if some of that leniency has also come with they're just completely overworked. And don't get me wrong, I'm not on their side, but I do just think, I know they're swamped. I know that their caseload is heavy.
Well, there are people that I know that are on parole, but they don't report anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's very few and far between.
Just release them.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's almost like they're doing it on the cool. They just don't make them come into office.
Right. My parole officer, I was in the middle of a training, and I was sitting here in my office at home, and he said, "Hey, I need to FaceTime you." He texted me, "Can I FaceTime you?" So I tell my trainer and my class, I'm like, "Sorry, I have to step out for just a minute." And he FaceTimes me, and he says, "I need you to show me your house number." Well, I'm the stick. My house sits pretty far back from the street, so I had to walk with him, and I'm like half jogging, but it was just on FaceTime, and that counted as reporting.
Right. Yeah, I did that. And he wanted me to, because I was at the house, I thought he'd want to see my house, and he says, "No, I need to see your mailbox." I said, "Man, I live on 10 acres. He said, "Well, don't you have a 4x4? Yep.
Well, you did better. You had something to ride. I don't have anything to ride out here.
Yeah, well, it's my wife's 4x4. It's not mine. I got the Harley. But I did ride her 4x4 out to the mailbox. So, look, Marci, we're out of time. And you made me promise not to let you talk too much. So, do you have an address maybe somebody could write to you?
I definitely do. Listen, I'm going to give you all the Lioness P.O. box. If you just want to write, if you are housed in the women's unit and you want to write Lioness and join membership, just write it to Lioness. If you are just wanting to talk to me about anything housed anywhere, I'm down. If you want to report something to me, I'll bring it to light on social media. If you want to talk, I'm down. I'm at P.O. Box 12051, Austin, Texas, 78711. P.O. Box 12051. The zip code is 78711. And y'all just put my name on it if you want it to meet. I love y'all. Y'all are the reason that we're out here. So many people, hundreds and hundreds of people out here fighting for y'all. And Danny, David, what a pleasure to visit with y'all. Can't wait to talk again soon.
Can't wait till you're in town.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. All right. I think we have Abe now. Hey, Abe.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Well, it has been crazy, but I'm glad to be hearing. I'm glad to be here, and that you're all feeling better and back on the air tonight. I'm glad to be with you, and what a great show it's been tonight too. So let me just dive right into it. I want to start with some good news. Got a little bit of good news within the bad, but boy, it's been like trying to drink through a fire hose. There's no way. Excuse me. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to everything I would like to talk about tonight, but I'm going to tell you a few things. So tonight, I want to share with you that in the good news department, the execution that was scheduled for yesterday in Alabama of David Roberts did not happen. His stay was upheld so they could continue his evaluation, his psychiatric evaluation about whether or not he is capable of really understanding what's happening if they were to execute him. So we'll see where that goes once they decide. But at least for now, the execution has passed, and that's good news. Also, on the federal level, we got a couple things. One is that judges are actually being successful in pushing back against the Trump administration's attempts to seek the federal death penalty, and included among those that they're trying to seek are people that were among the 37 federal death row prisoners whose death sentences were commuted by President Biden on his way out of office. They were able to judges have pushed back and prevented 19 federal death prosecutions. In other words, they said no to seeking the federal death penalty in 19 cases, 9 of which are those people that got commuted. So that's some good news too. And within that federal realm, they're trying to decide whether to seek the death penalty for the man that shot the Jewish young people that were leaving a museum in Washington, D.C. And, somebody just wanted to kill some Jews. So that's where he found them, and they're going to try to seek the death penalty, of course. But the Religious Action Center for Reform Judaism, one of the leading voices for Jews in the policymaking arena, has written a letter and asked that not happen. And that's a part of the split that you're going to find among Jews with regard to capital punishment. The Torah says you can have it, but the rabbis have made it so that you can't use it because there's so many preconditions in place. And every time I hear somebody saying an eye for an eye and thumping on their Bible, if I ask if they believe in the Hebrew Scriptures, and of course they do. And then I remind them that Jesus said, well, you've heard it said, an eye for an eye, and I tell you different. And and here's the new way, and that's forgiveness and love and compassion and turn the other cheek and let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So if you're thumping on the Bible, you can't have it both ways. And this is one of those spaces where you get differences of opinion, except with Jews, it's all about the law allows it, but we can't be trusted with it, so therefore we're going to make so many preconditions in the way. And that's what should be the way for the United States death penalty law. And in fact, if you look, there's a book you could get called The Biblical Truth About America's Death Penalty, which actually compares and contrasts all the calls for the death penalty within the Hebrew Scriptures and the Gospels, and how that translates within contemporary U.S. law. And we never meet the standard that's set in the Scriptures. Anyway, I kind of went off track on something there, but that's interesting and good information for people to have, and I'd love to hear any alternative perspectives that people may have as well. In any case, I have been in Utah for a week now, where we're working to lift up the voices of people who oppose the death penalty. That's coming up with the next firing squad executions 2 weeks from last night at midnight, the night of September 4th. 12 a.m. September 5th is the next firing squad execution that's scheduled in the United States. And that's in Utah, of a man who, as somebody who visited him or visited her husband on death row and saw him just the other day, said, the lights are on, but nobody's home. He is not functioning, and right now, we attended a Supreme Court argument, the Utah Supreme Court, yesterday, where they're trying to decide whether he should have another evaluation. The state is saying he had been evaluated, but it was a year ago, and things change if you know anything about dementia and that sort of thing. In any case, if they kill him, then our message we had in our press conference today was, well, shoot straight. If you're gonna kill him, shoot straight. Because we had an evaluation of the last firing squad execution here. The autopsy photos show that not a single one of the bullets, 4 bullets, hit Ronnie Lee Gardner, and none of them touched his heart. And they hit other major organs, and he bled out over several minutes. This happened in South Carolina, in their last firing squad execution as well. And then you look at what happened in South Carolina's other firing squad execution of Brad Sigmund, and Dr. John Groner did this evaluation for us, and he basically, said that there's a law enforcement component. In the case of the man in South Carolina, he had killed an off-duty police officer, and in the case of Ronnie A. Gardner, somebody handed him a gun in a courthouse while he was on trial for a murder, and he killed a lawyer in the courthouse, but it was a law enforcement failure. So in both of those cases where it was a law enforcement related, these marksmen, these firing squad people that are tested and sworn to do the job, are shooting off center. And we're pointing that out, and that's part of what we've done today here in Utah. We're saying, if you got to shoot them, shoot straight. We'll see how that goes. On the issue of methods, finally, after I think 6 or 7 gas suffocation executions, there's actually going to be a hearing that puts that whole thing on trial. That's going to be September 4th in Alabama. So watch for news on that. A little bit more good news, sort of. Greetings and shout out to Robert Robertson, who has a tremendous array of organizations doing everything that they can to raise awareness about his next execution date. And apparently there are reams of new evidence that needs to be heard. And the question is procedural bar going to allow it or not? And that's going to be a big question. But, the bad news about all this spotlight on Robert Robertson is that between now and then, there are 7 other executions scheduled. Curtis Wyndham in Florida on August 28th, Ralph Menzies in Utah on September 5th, David Pittman in Florida on September 17th, Blaine Milam in Texas on September 25th, also on the 25th, Jeffrey West in Alabama, Roy Ward on October 10th, World Day Against the Death Penalty in Indiana, and then the week of October 14th and 16th. On October 14th, Lance Shockley, also with a super strong innocence claim scheduled to be executed in Missouri. Nobody's talking about any of those cases because they're talking about Robert Robertson. And that's what we have to change. And on top of that, there's 3 more scheduled in the year. We know we're going to get more, especially in Florida. But those 3 more, October 17th in Arizona, the 23rd. Anthony Boyd, another innocence claim, who also happens to be the chairman of Project Hope to Abolish the Death Penalty, the organization against the death penalty in Alabama, which is actually led by the guys on death row. The board of directors are people on death row, and now they're going to execute the chair of the board of Project Hope to Abolish the Death Penalty, the state group in Alabama. And then there's an execution December 11th in Tennessee. So, again, and if you look at the Texas Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty webpage, they have two lines about Blaine and reams of information, and you can't even find anything about Blaine on the front page of their webpage. It's really striking and sad. And we should be talking about every single one of these human beings. Let's see, look at the time. We've got a couple more minutes. I want to talk about the Florida executions. Governor DeSantis is basically keeping 2 to 3 people on death watch and executing them every 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, we just had an execution in Florida on Tuesday this week, and already next week on whatever the day of the week the 28th is, I think it's a Thursday, is the next Florida execution. So within less than 2 weeks, and then another one on September 17th within 2 to 3 weeks. And all of this is political, and we can see that because every time some complaints rise to the attention of the governor, such as, hey, you're only killing people with white victims. Well, the guy they're about to kill has 3 black victims. Now, here's the catch. All 3 of those victim families do not want the death penalty and have been advocating for it very hard, and we're lifting up all those voices, and that's where we have to be seeing what the governor does next, because when the victim families don't want it, really, do you need to be doing this, especially if you say the death penalty is for the victim families? Anyway, I'm pushing on my time here. I do want to say thank you all. I think I've covered all my notes points. There's so much more that we could be talking about, but the bottom line is that we have to do something. You can find something to do on every single execution right on the front page at deathpenaltyaction.org. But don't leave out the other things. And by the way, there are also probably going to be another execution soon in Oklahoma that'll get onto that calendar. And again, the Florida people, gosh, so much to talk about, so little time. I'm grateful that you have me on every other week, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks with more news. You can reach Death Penalty Action at P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York 12075. And I promise eventually I'll get to those of you that are writing to me. I know that a few people have been waiting a while, so I'm gonna try to look at that stuff and get back to you. It's like drinking out of a fire hose over here when you're trying to pay attention to every single one of these executions. Shout out to Melissa Lucio, shout out to Blaine Milam, shout out to Rodney Reed, and shout out to all of you stay cool, and let's try to find some peace in this world.
Thank you, Abe. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Amen.
All right. So I was talking with David, not periodically. We hear a lot from the men and women located within TDCJ about the food that y'all receive. Well, the food, I brought it up at the board meeting. I brought up the fact that the food has been horrible and the fact that this came from several different units. So like I said earlier, I got some phone calls and emails from different people throughout the administration about some of the things that I spoke on. David Driscoll, he's the director over food and laundry for TDCJ. He called me and said that this was not the case. That what I pointed out that y'all got, I know quite a few units have been on a perpetual lockdown because of issues, staffing issues, many issues actually. And we were told, I was told that you were getting a 8-ounce styrofoam cup with a little bit of cold rice at the bottom and a box of Frosted Flakes for breakfast. And he said absolutely not, that it doesn't matter that people incarcerated from different units from different regions were telling us that is absolutely not the case. And that they would never serve rice for breakfast. Well, it turns out Polensky did, in fact, serve rice, but it was sweet rice. Sweet rice. But it was still rice. And I know Stiles, well, I did invite him to please, when he goes to these units, to go and speak with the men and women that are incarcerated. Ask a question. What did y'all get during lockdown? And we all know that this lockdown, started out with 19 units. We all know that specific lockdown was not planned. It came, they just all of a sudden did it. And we know a lot of the units did not have enough food for Johnny's. I know one unit, they decided to serve them. They said, you're getting a hot meal, so you're going to get fried chicken. Well, the fried chicken was so cold and greasy, and they just threw it at the bottom of a brown paper bag. Just nothing. It wasn't wrapped or anything like that. They didn't have enough. And we all know that, once they cook it, they immediately get it out to you guys. Yeah. And
it sits in a bucket in the hallway.
Yeah, it sits in a bucket, like David said, in the hallway. Absolutely. So, anyway, if you know what, we invite you to write to us. Tell us what you got fed during this lockdown, or what you get fed during lockdowns. We know not every unit was on a lockdown recently, but a lot of y'all were. So yeah, give us a shout. Let us know what you were fed.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
See you at visiting hours.
right, now it's time for the best part of the show, the shout outs. And remember, call us 713-526-5738. I don't have my little cheat.
Option number 2.
Option number 2. Yeah, just making sure I was saying the right phone number. And I'm not telling you to call some random person's number. I don't have the cheat sheet in front of me. See what happens. All right, let's get to Bobby.
Evening.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, hon. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. I've missed a couple of weeks. I was a little under the weather.
Well, I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, yes, I am. I want to give a shout out to my son, Bo, in the Stale unit. I'm telling Mama's been busy out here trying to get his story out and his case out here for someone to look at. What Montgomery County has done to him. And I just want to tell him to stay strong. Keep your head up, baby. We'll make it through it. And Mama loves you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Y'all have a good evening, honey.
You too, Miss Bobby. I hope you have a great weekend.
I'll try my best, baby.
All right, thank you. All right, and now let's go to Scott. Hey, Scott.
Hello?
Hi, Scott.
How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing lovely. I just want to give a shout out to my homeboy Rooster, Todd Koshin on Ellis unit, and all the brothers over there, the Oldness brothers. Let them know that I ain't forgot about them.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Oh, you just got out, Scott?
Recently, yes.
October.
About 8 months ago.
Well, congratulations for getting out. And I'm sorry I didn't hear that part. Linda was telling me, tell them to congratulations. I'm sorry. Well, congratulations. Welcome back. Welcome home.
Has it been rough?
Thank you. By the way, I was listening to your show a minute ago, and what they were saying about the food is definitely true.
That is what I've been told from quite a few units. So, Mr. Driscoll was very, very nice to me, but I had to refrain from really getting. I did tell him that I disagreed with him, but he is supposed to make surprise visits that he probably calls 30 minutes ahead of time before he gets there. But he says they're surprise.
Well, there's a report, actually, that I read while I was in there by Mr. Driscoll, or his office anyway, that agreed that the food that they served in there was a 40-year-old or 50-year-old menu that was unhealthy for inmates to be eating, and that they were planning on changing it and blah, blah, blah. But it was written, I don't know how many years ago, but of course nothing changed,
I do remember that report. It was written by his office, but before he got there. And,
right.
On the phone, he did tell me that he tells all of his staff to cook like you're going to serve the staff, but serve it to the incarcerated. And, of course, I was like, Mr. Driscoll, you know how that sounds. I mean, everyone's, we're all people. You should be cooking and serving like you're serving to people, not animals.
Right.
And
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand it's a prison. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to have, gourmet meals. But I mean, there's sometimes, like you were talking about the cups of rice. When we're on lockdown, sometimes it's not just a cup of rice. It could be a tortilla with a piece of cheese on it.
Yes.
Or I mean,
bread with a ball of peanut butter.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many
I mean,
prunes did you have to eat?
Oh my God!
They don't
I
even
hate
have prunes anymore.
Well, they used to feed us
Not anymore.
all kinds of
No.
prunes. When they stopped serving
Yeah.
prunes?
It's
Well,
too
actually,
expensive.
they still have them occasionally, but actually, I mean, it's not as quite as often as it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be all
I
the
mean,
time. Every Johnny you got, you had prunes.
Absolutely, yeah, prunes or raisins.
And you had one dude in the dorm you'd give all the prunes to.
Other guys just say they're having mystery meat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Mystery meat? Yeah.
Mystery meat, yeah. One guy told me I had
Mystery meat, yeah. A bunch of the people inside have been writing about the mystery meat. And in fact, Mr. Driscoll said that he had one of the risk managers take photos of the meals that are in the Johnnies and send it to him. And he said, I had to make a phone call and tell him to spread that peanut butter out, not just put a big clump. And I was like, really? That's all? Spread it
That's
out
crazy.
there. Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, y'all call back. We appreciate talking to you.
Hey, I appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate what y'all are doing.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I could go on and on about that. My phone call with Mr. Driscoll.
Yeah.
He's
You know, over the
very
years,
nice.
they've served all kinds of stuff to the guys and the gals that they weren't supposed to be serving. What was that meat that they got that wasn't really meat, and they had got it out of the buckets, and it was supposed to be feeding the pigs?
Yeah, that
Vitapro.
Vitapro, yes.
Yeah, they got in all kinds of trouble for that.
Yeah, Ray Hill.
Yeah.
Ray Hill helped.
Well, unfortunately, I ate some of it. So.
Yeah, but the mystery meat may come from a bucket. Honestly.
Well, that's where Vitapro came from. It was in a bucket, and the inmates started taking the labels off the buckets to see what it was because it had a bunch of vegetables and different stuff in it. It wasn't really meat. They would have to patty it up and then freeze it so that it would even stay together like a hamburger patty. But it started giving people boils and all kinds of stuff. Everybody was going down
Ew.
because they were getting boils. So
Boils?
yeah, I'll have to look up the story later. I mean, they got sued and got in trouble and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was.
How nice.
Yep. Hey, we got Lydia on there.
Yeah, Lydia's on. Let's get to Lydia. Hey, Lydia.
Hey, Danny, how are you tonight?
Living the dream. What about you?
That's good. That's good. I just had a long week, tiring week, but I'm okay. Yeah, Beto was telling me about the peanut butter today. He says, Mom, they spread it like they have to make it like they barely put anything on there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But Beto said they actually got chicken on lockdown.
Yeah, I did hear that Polensky got chicken. It was only, I think, a few times, but
Yes.
yeah.
But Beto says it seems like when we're on lockdown we get chicken. He says because we hardly ever get chicken when we're not on lockdown. So who knows?
I know a
going
few
on?
units would have loved that.
Yeah.
Get some chicken.
Yeah. Get some chicken, yep. But no, I just want to tell my son that I love him and I miss him. And I sent Beto a real pretty picture of a rainbow that I took. I hadn't seen a rainbow in a long time, and I know he hadn't seen a rainbow, so I sent him a picture of a rainbow. It was taken like the beginning of August, and I know that Houston was hit with lots of rain today and yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We got very few drops here in the valley, and I'm still waiting for Jorge. I think there was that ladies group that was going on at church. I mean, it was packed. Mijo, Jorge called me to take him some food because he hadn't eaten, so I stopped at Chick-fil-A and picked him up a sandwich and took it over, and that parking lot was it was packed. I didn't go. Oh, and I went to H-E-B to pick up I was going to make myself a salad, and they didn't have the package that I wanted at the HEB on Fern, the one on 10th Street. I thought they were all the same, but they're not. And anyway, I was going out and I didn't buy anything. I put whatever I had grabbed back because I said I'm not going to pay just $3 with a credit card or $4. So I put it back and I went outside with the little cart. And that little cart, I guess they think you're going to go out and you're not going to pay. I didn't have anything in the cart and that locked up. And I hit myself. I should have reported it. I hit my what do you call it? My is it chin? Is it chin? What is it called?
Shin.
Shin, S-I-H. Yeah, that's where I hit myself, right there. It hurt. Yeah, it hurt. And a young man told me, "Do you want to report it, ma'am?" I said, No. I don't want to report it. But anyway, I'm always getting hurt somewhere. Always happens to your mom. But I'm good, mijo. I'm good. I'm here waiting for Jorge. He said he should be home around 10. And then the chickens, his 3 chickens that he has left, I don't know where the hell they went, but they're not in the pen. So he's going to get home and be looking for his chickens. And I'm going to have to help him look for the chickens.
They're roosting somewhere.
Yeah, they are. They are. He's been putting them in a pen because some of them disappear. Like there's I don't know if it's a possum or a coyote or a dog or something that comes and takes them because don't even leave any feathers behind.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a fox that takes ours like that.
Yeah. So he's been putting the 3 that he has left, he puts them in a pen at night so they sleep in a smaller pen. But since I didn't do that, I don't take care of that. They're in the big pen with the other chickens. So he's going to get home and put them back in the small pen. But I'm not going to be taking care of chickens. I have enough to take care of.
Yeah, we got a lot of chickens, and we're having problems with the blackbirds. The blackbirds are coming in and putting holes in our eggs.
Oh, they do? The crows, you mean?
I don't know if they're crows or they're just blackbirds. I don't know
Blackbirds?
Yeah, what do you call the birds that are in the parking lot that get all over your truck?
Crows. They're crows.
No, it's another name.
Yeah, a crackle or something like that. Yeah.
Crackle. Crackle, hackle.
Yeah, like when you go to Walmart, they'll be all over your cars. And they'll be.
Yeah. I thought those were crows.
Yeah, no, it's a different bird. So I just see that they're blackbirds. I don't hear them going caw, caw, caw or nothing, you know.
Okay.
I thought that's what a crow sounded like.
Yeah, you did a good one. You did a good impression.
I get points.
You get points. Yeah, but no, we have we don't have that many chickens, probably not like as many as you do, but we still get 4-5 eggs a day, which is okay. Although we don't eat that many eggs, but sometimes we give them out to friends. Yeah.
You don't get that many though? I guess we got a lot of chickens.
We get like 5 because they're loose. Jorge turns them loose like during the day.
Yeah.
He'll take them out of the pen and then they'll just lay everywhere and anywhere. Then he'll get upset with them and he locks them up. He won't let them loose anymore so that he can get some eggs.
Yeah, we let ours free range too, but we leave the coop door open and they run back up in the coop. And then my wife's got a 4x4 and she put hay in the back of the 4x4 and in the floorboard on the passenger side, and they'll put eggs in there too. But the birds are so smart, they go find them. And I can go out in the morning and pick up some eggs and go out at lunchtime and pick up eggs and go out in the evening and pick up eggs. But if I'm gone, like today I go to physical therapy and the birds got the eggs. By the time I got back and went, it had a big old hole in the top of it.
Wow.
I guess they poke a hole in it with their beak and suck all the egg out of it.
Okay. You must have a lot of birds then.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds, and we've been trying to get our dog, because our dog will chase a hawk, so we've been trying to train her to chase the blackbirds.
Okay.
So she thinks she's a big hero whenever she chases another critter away. She just
No, we don't have that issue here, but I'm sure there's a lot of possums here. I don't know if y'all have possums up there.
I seen one on our trail camera like 2 or 3 nights ago, but mainly
Yeah.
it's the fox. I keep seeing this fox come up and down our driveway.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what that's what's been eating the chickens because, like I said, they don't even leave feathers. Like they take them.
That's why they call them a sly fox, right? I mean, they snatch that thing and they're out in the woods munching on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I
But
bet if you
anyway,
go out
guys-
and around your property, you'll find feathers. But it may be if you got a wooded area or something, they're probably out there.
Yeah. So I hear you guys got a lot of rain up in Houston.
Well, I had some rain up at the house today, and this morning it was an umble, and then I live about 50 miles away or so.
We had a lot in the woodlands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that there was a lot of rain. We didn't get it. We got very few drops here. Very little rain here in the valley.
Yeah.
But it cooled us down. We're down to about 84.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. But anyway, you all drive home safely, and I send my saludos to all the guys. You know who you are. And know that you're thought of and in our prayers. Okay, you guys drive home safely. Good night.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
We do have some open lines at 713-526-5738, option number 2. You didn't use your cheat sheet.
I didn't. You said it, though. Yeah, that was you. All right, let's get to Anne.
Hello, Black Panther. As you asked, I keep it more or less short this time. Just want to share the following with you. Life is like a train journey, where we meet fellow travelers at different stations. Our family, friends and loved ones board the train with us, sharing the journey's ups and downs. As we travel, some will depart at their own stations, leaving us with memories and lessons. The train of life is unpredictable, with unexpected arrivals and departures. Some passengers will make a lasting impact, while others will quietly exit without notice. We'll experience joy, sorrow, and everything in between. The key to a fulfilling journey is building meaningful relationships with our fellow travelers. We must give our best, love unconditionally, forgive freely, and cherish every moment. The mystery of life is that we never know when our own station will arrive. So, let's make the most of our time on the train, creating beautiful memories. Thank you for letting me keep you company on this train ride. Love you deeply. Your water lily. Bye.
All right, thank you. And now let's get to Annalisa.
Hello everyone, it's Annalisa. I hope you are all doing very well. And this is my message for my friend Isidro. Hello Isidro, ciao my dear friend. I hope you are doing well. Hope you've had a good day. I'm well, a bit tired from work, but all is good. And I look forward this long weekend. It's bank holiday here on Monday, and so I will have some more free time for myself. I send you my warmest wishes, big hugs. Take care and stay well, my dear friend. Bye everyone. Take care. Bye.
All right, thank you, Annalisa. Now let's get to Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hello, Madame Donnie, Mama Linda, and Cowboy Dave. It is good to be back with you and with everyone listening together again here on the radio. I know it's been some time, but back again, starting out with, of course, my shout-outs. Shout-outs to my brothers at the Walls unit and the mentoring team. It was good to be with you. and to share and visit with all of you. Shout out to my brothers at Ferguson Unit. I'm very sorry about the miscommunication. We were informed that you were on lockdown, and I guess there was a little bit of a mixed signal there. Want to especially shout out to my mentee, Corey. Hey, Brother Corey, I know that you are in the waiting phase right now and waiting on your parole, waiting on an answer. And I want to encourage you that to just continue to wait on God's timing, and God's timing is perfect. I know it can be difficult, but we are praying for you, and we know that again just be patient, and the right time will come. We also did receive your messages, and we are hoping to prepare some of that information that you would request for soon. Shout outs to my brothers at the Ellis Unit and the Kairos program. We will be visiting with you tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that. So, for my mentor moment this evening, I know that we're all about to start football season, and many of you are looking forward to that, but let me ask you, have you ever considered the game of golf? So I know we just finished golf season. We just finished the major championships of the Masters, the U.S. Open, the PGA Championship, and the British Open. And have you ever thought that often, if you think about it, you know, life is a lot like golf. So let me explain. So sometimes, just like golf, sometimes you find yourself stuck in the rough. Sometimes you find yourself stuck in the weeds, stuck in the sand traps of life, right? However, just like golf, when you get stuck, oftentimes you might not immediately know the right equipment, what the right next play should be. However, I want to encourage you that with the right mindset and the right tools, that you too can get unstuck. Because remember, you're not a tree, you're not stuck where you are. You can always move forward. So maybe you just need to find the right next book, take the next class, and decide now to change your attitude and to even ask a neighbor for help. Because again, with the right tools, you can also get out of the sand, get out of the weeds, and get yourself unstuck no matter where you're at in life. You just have to keep believing, keep your hope, and keep taking care of yourself. And by the way, don't forget to keep taking care of your neighbor too. Don't forget, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that comes out of the good book, Philippians 4:13. Thank you again, everyone at the Prison Show. It is good to be with you. And keep your heads up, everyone who's listening on Behind the Walls. And I will talk to you again next time. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Danny.
Bye. Okay, now how about Eva Maria?
Good evening, everybody. This is Eva Maria from Germany. I was wondering whether Polanski unit is still on lockdown. I couldn't find the information on the internet, and I would like to greet my pen friend Rodolfo and everyone on Polanski unit who is there at the moment in the heat and possibly in really difficult lockdown conditions. I know few names of you, but actually as a community you have grown very close to my heart over the years, and I would like to say bless Polanski unit in all these difficult times, and I do hope and pray for you. Eva Maria from Germany.
All right. Thank you, Eva Maria. Now we have Hank.
Hey, this is Hank. Just calling in to see how everybody's doing. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm out here in the world, you know, and you can be too. David's proven it. I've proven it. Lots of people that we bring on the show over the years have proven it. I'm just saying this as a means of encouragement. Talked to Danny Sneed the other day. He's doing good. He's over at the VA now. Like, there's another guy proving it. I just want to thank everybody for tuning into the Prison Show and making it what it's been this last, good Lord, since 1980. And I want to thank, really, Ray Hill for getting me and David both involved over the years. And Danny, Miss Linda, love y'all. Good night.
Okay. Thank you, Hank.
Short and sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. All right. Let's get on over to Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polunsky. Hola, how are you? I hope that you're in good health and spirits and that you are smiling. As for me, yeah, things are pretty much okay. I'm just back from Buddy. I gave him some carrots and yeah, he's still not gaining weight. So yeah, the prognosis is still not good, but he is still a cheeky chappy. And yeah, he decided he wanted to take stuff out of my pockets, or I should say he was searching me for carrots. I already gave them to him, so it was like carrot free. So he wasn't that impressed that there was no carrots in my pockets for him to take. Other than that, yeah, things are going okay. I'm here with Daytona. Daytona is right up beside me, and she is having a drink. I'm going to give her belly rubs from pretty soon. Please know that you're my heart, thoughts, and prayers. I want to thank you for the birthday wishes, and thank all the other guys too for their birthday wishes, and it meant a lot to me. And I want to give a big shout out to Eric, Mark, Blaine, Will, Debo, and Rudy. Thank you all, and hope you all are doing good. So good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe. And to everybody at the Prison Show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
All right. Thank you, Caitlin. And I think we have Carmela on line 1.
So thank you for taking my call. Sorry it's been so long. I've been having phone issues. I'd like to make 2 shout-outs. The first one is to Marcus Mullins at the Dieball unit. Hi, Marcus. I hope this finds you safe and well. I hope things are progressing for you positively. I hope you're staying cool and hydrated. You just know that you're loved and you're thought about. Just keep up the good work and put one foot in front of the other. Keep your head up. My second shout out is for Bradley Leland Aiken at the San Saba unit. Hi, Bradley. This is Carmela, your aunt. Sorry it's been a while since I called. I've been having phone problems. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying hydrated and as cool as you can be. I hope things are progressing for you. Please take care of yourself and just do what you need to do to take care of you. Don't worry about anybody else. Just know you're loved and you're thought about. I hope you have a safe Labor Day weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Prison Show, for all you do and for taking my call. You have a blessed weekend and traveling grace home.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
All right. Now we have Kiki.
Hi, this message is for Rodney Reed at the Polunsky unit. Hey, Rodney, it's Kiki. Just calling to say hi and let you know I'm thinking of you. I'm missing you and loving you. It's almost noon my time Friday, laying here waiting for you to call me and waiting for my taxi to show up to take me to West Seattle to my doctor's. It's supposed to be 90 degrees this weekend and my dang fan just died, so I took it apart and I tried to fix it, but it looks like it's toast. So I just spent another 50 on a new fan. Should be here next Wednesday. So yeah, it's one of those days where it's always something going on, but I'm hanging in there. And I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and my eye is really sore today, but at least I'm feeling better. I'm just really sore now. Anyways, I can't wait to hear your voice. I'm missing you, thinking of you, and loving you as always. And hello to Linda, Danny, and David. I hope you guys are all doing great. And everybody who's listening in, I'm praying for each and every one of you guys that are incarcerated down there and fighting for your freedom. I wish you guys all the best, and I hope that you guys are all staying cool in this heat and staying strong, keeping the faith, and doing all right. All right, I wish you guys all a wonderful weekend and a great week next week. I will talk to you here in a little bit, Rodney. Have a great night and a great evening. I love you.
All right. Thank you, Kiki. And now we have the not so mysterious Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout outs for the prison show. Here's my shout outs: the guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout out for Philip Perez. Shout out for Matt Thomas, Edward Rees, Adam Wilkerson. Shout out for Aaron Vasquez. Shout out for Haas. Shout out for Oz. Shout out for Keith Money. Tasha wants me to do a shout out for Payday. Shout out for Curtis Robertson. Shout out for Blaine Milam. Shout out for Jesse Cortez. Shout out for Raymond Lee Cart. Shout out for Bill R. Sims, and a special shout out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better, and I hope everybody has a happy Labor Day weekend. Salute to the American workers on Monday, and hope everybody has a happy Labor Day, enjoys the barbecue, and try to stay cool. And you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And now back to the historic prison show on the Mighty 90 KPFT.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I think you got the weeks a little messed up, but this coming Monday is not Labor Day; it's the following.
But didn't he have some surgery? Maybe he's got some good stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe he did.
He had a hurt foot or something.
You know, maybe he did have surgery.
He's got some happy pills.
Happy pills. happy.
You know, you got to admit he's faithful. Every week he gives a shout out.
Yeah, yes, he does. And I think we still have Carmela on. Did you hang her up? No. All right. Well, we're gonna get to.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be hung up.
Okay, let's get to Crystal.
Did Carmela finish?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear her do the whole thing.
Dead air.
Yeah, let's get to Crystal. Hey, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I have some couple of shout outs to make.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The first one, I'd like to make a shout out to my cousin Jeffrey Hernandez. He's at the Hughes unit. Jeffrey, keep your head up high. We love you. We miss you. And then the second shout out is to Cofield, to my cousin Tommy Cantu. Tommy, we love you and miss you from the family. And then another big shout out to Terry Arnold. He's at the Michael unit. Terry Arnold, I miss you. I love you. I can't wait to see you when you get out soon. From your girlfriend, Crystal. I love you, Terry. Stay strong. And then another also shout out to my cousin JJ Orndai. He's in I think Kentucky prison. JJ, keep your head up high. Stay strong. We love you and miss you. From your cousin Crystal. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you, Crystal. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, Linda, do you want to do some shout outs?
Sure.
Let's have you do your shout outs. Do you have them ready?
Yeah, I do. Where's my mic?
Yeah. I think it, yeah, it might help. Okay, go ahead with your shout outs.
Okay. Joe Laws, Jason Walker, Joe Chicola, Raymond Becerra, Jeremiah Rodriguez, Tyler Adams, Robert Robertson, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, Gary Green, Franklin Davis, Jaime Cole, Blaine Milam, Paul DeVoe, Marcus Drury, Pete Russell, Will Spear, Kerry Allen, Britt Bukowski, Christopher Turner, Larry Hatton, Bill Sims, Iron Thunderhorse, Chris Conwell, Alfred Mitchell, David Wood, Walter Sorto, Gregory Allen, Curtis Robertson, Mitch Titan, Paper Cup, William Owen Sr., Stephen Curry, Charles Thompson, Travis Fletcher, Edward Holland, Dennis Price, Joel White, Talon Carter, Charles C. Bolton, Alex Sparks, Xavier Davis, Marshall Smith, Ricky Ray, Joshua Robert Leal, Decam Deal, Tyrone Williams, Trinity Martin, Frederick A. Young, Cody Lloyd, Terrell Rogers, Jimmy Harris, Juan Segura, David Duran, Percy McGee, Gerald Moody, Jr., Felix Lopez, Maurice Willis, Brandon Savali, Serafin Flores, and Francisco Gonzalez. Good night, guys. Hope to be back next week. Give y'all more shout outs. Good night.
All right. Thank you, Linda. All right. Hey, Jamin, you want to leave a shout out? How about you, Marcus? Either one of y'all?
Can you hear me?
Come on, Jamie, don't be bashful.
Put my headphones on.
Yep. Linda said, "Don't be bashful."
Hey, this is Jamin Heston, called Red Devil on the inside. Everybody that knows me, I'm gonna shout out. I have so many. I know hundreds on the inside over those years. Stuart Little, Kimberly Milvick at the women's unit, D'Angelo Morton, Chase. Don't think I forgot about you. Eric Gamble. There's so many different people. Maybe I'll start bringing a list of all the names and numbers I have. But I'm out. I'm here in Houston. And I'll keep coming to this show and helping everybody. So you're going to keep seeing me and hearing me around here. I'm trying to help y'all, just like everybody else. So keep y'all's heads up in there. And reach out if you want to, if you remember me. I'm sure you do. Thank you.
All right. Now, to reach out to him or Mysterious Mike or the Prison Show, you can contact us at 227 Chipmunk Trail.
226.
Oh, what did I say? 227? Oh my God. 226. 226. Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. So 226. 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. Marcus, do you want to leave a shout out? Maybe. Perhaps. He's coming down.
Just a quick shout out to Xavier Davis at Polanski Unit. Just that.
Just a shout out. All right. All right. Mr. David, what about you?
Now, you know I got all kinds of them.
I know. Do we have time for you? I know. That's why.
But you're always welcome to go first.
How about I go first? Because I don't trust David first. Okay. Fernando Wallace, I got your letters from Idaho. Thank you for writing. Hopefully I'll figure out how to write you back. If not, it'll be snail mail. And I keep getting letters KD Black at the Estes unit. No, I still am not able to use Securus. I have pushed it all the way up through Securus's chain, And now I'm working on TDC's chain. So we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. All right. Farron Blaine. Farron and Blaine. Hey, and hey, T. Hey. Big Head. Yes, Big Head. Hey, Big Head. Jason Thornburg. Larry at the Huntsville unit. Britt Rapowski. That's a Britt Rapowski. Rodrigo. Xavier Davis. Troy Glover. Hey, Troy. Again, I still can't answer Secura, so I can read every message. I just cannot answer them. Travis Fletcher over in Florida, Stephen Drayton, Kenneth Decker, Eddie at the Wainwright unit, Denise Farmer, of course, Joel White. Hey, Joel. Hey, Jay at the Win unit. Leroy. I finally got to talk to Leroy, my friend Leroy. Brian Rogers. Missed your call, Brian. Sorry about that. Russell Rieger. And of course, CJ. And I have so many more. I'm secure. So I'm trying. When I get caught up, though, I'm going to spend a mint on stamps. All right.
A mint? How much is that?
A mint to me right now is $1.
Pretty broke, are you? That's funny. You talking about Travis Fletcher? I got a message from him earlier today. Mm-hmm. He says, "Hey, boo."
Hey, boo. Hey, boo.
And he says, "Hi, Mama Linda." Oh. And he was telling me that he got his court date was set off to like the 18th or something like that.
Oh.
But he's been contacted by some other advocates because we filled out that petition. Mm-hmm. And then there was a spot on it where I could send it to local advocates that were around him. So I sent it out to them. But DeSantis never has answered anything. It shows that he got his email, but he never has answered anything.
DeSantis won't. Let's not even.
Well, we're trying. We're trying to get some attention, and we're trying hopefully with the people that signing the petition will get some attention for him. They're the voters. He's got to listen to something eventually, or he'll be gone.
Yeah, but we're out here, Travis, and we're going to try hard for you.
So shout out to Travis, and shout out to Alexander Orchard, David Easley, Erland McKay, Richard Smeal, Daniel Lipscomb, James McElraith, Charles Booth, Katya Myers, Shabazz Mohammed, John Thomas, Tyler Bowman, Lionel Rogers, Roy Forbes, Gypsy Allman, Larry Johnson, Stephen Drayton, Quarry Brumfield, Derek Walker, Tiffany Cheeks, Jordan Seal, Marvin Covington, Crystal Minnie, Carrie Sellers, Joseph Bender, Marcus Brown, Isaac Navarrete, Walter Woodard, Charles Miller, Victor Gamble, Victor Loya, Rashad Eady, Curtis Henderson, Maria Pena, Jaime Quijano Jr., Matthew Hoover, Michael Johnson, Daniel Campbell, Richard Little, Travis Walters, Jerome Reasonover. And then over in TDCJ, we got Bill Sims, Charles Don Flores, Clinton Lee Young. Clinton, Diamond's doing really good. She's just a little love bug. Corey Stringer, Cornelius Robinson, Dennis Lee Richardson. Dennis, because of the results from our last fund drive, they said that we're not going to have one in August because we have so many sustainers now. So you had sent me a question when the next fund drive was, but it's not going to be in August.
Woohoo!
But I'll send you a message on Securus anyway. Douglas Wilmer Rivera, Jeremy Luke Adler, Joe Anthony Ramirez, Kenny Morissette, Perry Eugene Williams, Pete Sines, Roderick Cooks, Roderick Johnson, Rodney Reed, Sonny Wilson, Will Spear. Hope y'all are all doing okay, man.
All right. Now, of course, we keep track of the troll. Everyone knows that, right? Well, let's get to the caller before I go on my tirade. Who are we talking to, Linda?
White Wolf.
White Wolf wants to go on. Hi, White Wolf.
Well, this is actually Lone White Wolf. I used to show up with Ray, and it was very interesting and very invigorating, and I tried to help. This is a shout out to all the brothers and sisters that are inside, knowing that you've got people outside that give a darn about you. I am 76 now. I can't do a lot about a lot of things, but if I find out about something I can do something about, I'll do it. Let me know. I'll get my information to the station, and you're more than welcome to communicate with me, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Well, you already made it wonderful. I got to talk to you.
That's nice. Well, I know everyone's grateful that you were on the air giving your shout outs.
No, shout in.
Shout in. That's right. Okay, shout in.
There's a difference. They want to shout out. I want to shout in. No, shout in. Thank you. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great one. Okay.
Do you remember White Wolf? He used to sit in the break room over at Lubbock.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I think he's on Facebook, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think you might be thinking of Wolf Sittler.
No,
No?
I know him. He goes to the board meetings. No, I think he has a Facebook page. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So earlier today, I spoke with my friend Leroy, and who is at the PAC unit, and I messed up, Leroy. I said that the senior warden at the PAC unit was arrested for trying to swap out some stuff at Walmart with incorrect prices. Well, I was wrong. It's the Wallace unit in Colorado City. So the head warden was arrested from the Wallace unit trying to do some price tags switching, trying to pay $4 and something for over $100 worth of stuff. So anyway, he was arrested. His last name was Miller. Can't remember his first name now. I was trying to look. But anyway, we keep up with, or I do. I know I do. Do you keep up with the troll?
I'd look at some of the stuff that he's got, but I'm not as big a fan as you are.
Yeah, Linda.
I love the troll.
Yeah. Linda and I love the troll.
So did you see those bills that I sent you about Greg Abbott? Greg Abbott signed 2 bills about human trafficking today.
I saw that you sent it to me, but I hadn't had time to read it.
Yeah, I mean, he's really cracking down on human trafficking. So I bet Kathy's really happy.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's her life, is advocating against
Human
human trafficking.
Absolutely.
I've read some really sad stories about human trafficking, so.
Yeah.
Kids or girls.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, he's really cracking down on it. And if you get convicted, I don't think you're ever going to get out.
No, I don't. Yeah. It's. I know Leslie, who was coming up here for a little while. She was doing a lot of Ubering, driving, and she said that occasionally it was obvious, but she didn't know what to do.
Well, whenever Dee was going to do Ubering, and I went out and bought one of them cameras that records forwards and backwards and put it in the car. And she says, "Why do you want to put a camera in my car?" I said, "Because I want to know whose rear end I got to come kick."
Oh my God.
I'm being a protective husband, but still, I mean, even guys, taxi cab drivers have those mirrors in their cars. So
yeah, they do.
You want to know who's behind you or what they're fixing to do. But the bill said the House Bill 2306 eliminates parole for a defendant convicted of trafficking a person in all cases when the victim is a child or a disabled individual.
What is it now?
So no parole. And then Senate Bill 1212, because he signed 2 of them, it enhances the ability to prosecute and more effectively punish defendants for human trafficking. This bill also increases the penalty for any conduct constituting the offense of tracking of a person to a first-degree felony. So, I thought that was interesting.
Well, Linda's
having trouble with his phone.
Linda's having trouble with the phone. If you hear stuff banging around, that it's been Linda tonight.
If she knew how much that phone cost, she'd wrap it in bubble wrap.
You know, maybe she's trying to throw it at me.
Okay.
Because I'm in this room. Maybe.
Mate, you're that close.
Yeah, I am that close. She could throw it.
So here's the VitaPro story. They took Collins to court.
Who was Collins?
Andy Collins was like the Andy Collier. He was the head.
Brian Collier?
Brian Collier.
Well, which is Bobby Lumpkin now.
Yeah. So, I mean, they sued him and charged him in federal court for having the VitaPro and feeding it to the inmates. They had evidence where he's the one that made the deal to get it all and how much money he was making off of it.
Wow.
It's not even human food. The stickers on it, the labels that they uncovered, said not fit for human consumption.
Well, you know, several of the meat that they've been, the mystery meat. Some of the men have told me that it says not safe for human consumption, or not. I'm sorry, not for human consumption. So they didn't know if it was meant for farm animals or whatever. But it is a mystery meat. I've heard that from quite a few people. It's a mystery. Maybe David can go try it out.
No, I had my share. I think we'll just leave it alone.
You don't want to just like roll up to one of the prisons and say, hey.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No?
I'll pass. You can do it. You haven't done any time yet. So feel free. Take a vacation.
I'm sorry. I was in Montgomery County Jail.
Oh, I'm talking about TDCJ. Do some real time. My first time down was 6 years long. It took me 35 years to complete a 28-year sentence. I was a knothead.
Yeah, it sounds like you were a knot. Well, no, I think you still are a knothead.
Well, but I kind of sobered up and stopped robbing people.
Well, you see, in that respect, you're not a knothead. So I also wanted to remind you, now is the time to start scheduling your visitations. September 6th and 7th, they will be doing picture dates. So the 6th and the 7th, picture dates. Don't forget, schedule your visits.
Looks like we got Freddie. He's going to have to be quick. We got like 4 minutes.
Hit the thing, Lynn.
My brother, over there in Wallace Pack Unit, James Dudley Brown, my brother. And I had to stop real quick. I'm in Akron, Ohio. Y'all keep your head up, guys. That's it. Thank you, David.
Hey, that was quick. I didn't mean for you to be that quick.
I want to get some sleep.
Yeah, well, you be safe, brother.
I will. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right.
Now what? We got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah? You got anything to talk about for 3 minutes?
Well, you know, I do want to encourage everyone. If you know that, you know, have your loved ones go to these board meetings. Better yet, have them go to the summits, TDCJ summits. Now, I emailed them last week, I believe, and asked them when the next summit was going to be. It's not going to be till next year. These opportunities you have to speak directly, face-to-face with administration, Securus, the whole 9 yards, you can speak to them face-to-face, which is better than a phone call, which is better than an email. Although those two might work, it is better than either one of those. You can speak to them. So as soon as we know the dates of the summit, we will make sure that you know. Board meetings or public comments are during the second and fourth meetings or public comments. However, if you have the agenda and you want to speak on an agenda item, you can go. So keep that in mind. And those are held once a month. So as soon as they post the agenda, which they're required to post 48 hours, or is it? I should know this. I work in government. Jeez. Anyway, We'll let you know when the board meetings, and you please ask your loved ones to go. These are important meetings, and it's their opportunity to get information out about their loved ones, which would be you. So don't forget that.
So you know about the Mendez brothers, right?
Absolutely.
So they had their parole hearing, and according to the BBC, they both got denied.
Yeah, I
So-
saw that. The one yesterday, but
yeah,
then
Eric Mendez got denied because they said he wasn't a model inmate, and they couldn't believe that all his followers thought he was a model inmate. He'd been brawling and got caught with a candle and a phone or something.
a candle.
A candle, yeah. Well,
The horror of it all.
you can make a candle and not, you just put a string down inside your hair grease. It makes a candle.
Huh.
But he evidently had a contraband candle. And then Lyle Mendez, just 10 minutes ago, they reported that he also was violated his parole. He didn't make it. So a lot of people not making it.
A lot of people, y'all keep that. There's a Jones lady that's on the parole board. If y'all have any stories about her, write us.
All right. Well, with that being said, it's we thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a night of firsts, so we got some new camera folks, and they're trying to help us out. We're going back to using Switcher Studio with multiple cameras, but we've got to get it down pat. I think tonight, for most of what I saw, the video was sideways. So, but hey, at least we're trying. You got to start somehow, and I'm sure you'll get it down pat before you leave the country, Marcos.
At least we weren't standing on our heads.
Yeah. At least we wasn't on our heads. So we appreciate y'all. And coming up now is Skyla Dawn and DJ Chill with Damage Control. And other than that, man, y'all try and stay cool and have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for boys, they know it's prison radio. It's prison radio. From Paris to Polanski. Bonjour, Villamor.